Hey there, welcome back to another devlog. In the last devlog, we had left off with 5 levels. So as per my top secret confidential book of planning the secret of chambers of the Chintamani stone, it's time to introduce the second character to the game. But first things first, gotta drink some water. No, but actually, I didn't explain my plan in the first devlog, so let's clear that up really quick. Okay, we are making a 2D puzzle kinda game consisting of 25 levels and 4 characters that you can individually move, but only one at a time. The plan is to introduce a character every 5 levels. So the first 5 levels we had Mr. Square that we could move and flop around with. Now it's time to add a rectangle that we can move and flop around with. I'm pretty sure none of you got my highly elaborate and sophisticated plan to make this game and achieve a victory royale, but it's okay. Follow along and I'll show you how the pros do it. Oh yeah, and by the way, the Unity project is called Friends, but the game is actually not called Friends. It's just a random thing I named out of my mind. So yeah, with 5 levels done, the 6th level is to introduce the next character, Mr. Rectangle. I made a rectangle and added him in, made a very basic scene with both the characters, and boom, done. 6th level done, easy peasy, child's play. Time for level 7, which will also be easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? Like Charles Augustine de Coulomb said, roses are red, violets are blue. I have 5 fingers and the middle one is for you. You see, the previous 6 levels were done with only a single character that can be controlled around. But from the 7th level onwards, there's supposed to be 2 characters that the user can control and move around. I wrote the code for the previous levels based around a single character, not 2. So first, I gave the second character some animations and created a new button to switch between the characters, and wrote some code to go with it. As you can see, the user can now switch between the characters and control them individually. And I wrote this code dynamically with arrays so that I can use it in the future when I add more characters. All I have to do is change the number from 2 to 3 and I can switch between 3 characters. Next is the level ending and the goals, which was again coded suiting only for a single character. So I revamped and completely changed the system by again using arrays and doing everything dynamically, for which I had to go back to all the previous levels and change each and every ending of the level. It was fun. After making each level, I playtest the game several times to find any flaws in it. And there are 2 major flaws that need immediate attention. I say only 2 major flaws, but don't forget that there are many more flaws, like the entire game itself. But we will leave that to the future me. You see, the future me is the same as the present me, but in the future, so that the present me can eat, sleep, and beat that me. The first flaw is that the game desperately needs a reset button. Every time I fail or fall for my own traps, I have to exit from the game and open it up again. So I fixed that quickly by making a reset button. The second major flaw is that the player is able to wall jump, which is not what we want. Let me just take you inside the brain of a game developer really quick. You see, from a normal human being's perspective, it's as simple as this. When you press the button, the player should jump. But that is not how it works. Imagine I spam the button, then the player goes upwards, jumping infinitely. This is because there's only a single condition. When the user clicks the button, the player should jump. To fix this, we simply add another condition. When the player is touching the ground and the button is clicked, the player should jump. As you can see, the player is touching the ground, the button is clicked, and he jumps. But when the player is in the air, he is not touching the ground. Henceforth, when the button is clicked, he doesn't jump. Done. Problem fixed, right? No. This brings us to our flaw. The player is able to wall jump because the wall is part of the ground. To fix this, we simply modify our condition. Rather than checking if the player is touching the ground, we will just check what is under the player. Make note that this is just a logical explanation and the code for this translates differently. Okay class, chop chop, back to where we left off. To fix this, I stripped off the old code completely and used box casting rather than colliders to check. Boring! So I have done everything that I need to control two characters or more. Now once again, it's time for some level design. After designing the next 5 levels in paper, it's time to place the pieces in place and bring it to life. And I finally come to the smooth workflow and was very comfortable to make the levels. Level design in paper, drawing it in Unity, placing all the game objects, connecting all the elements, and finally playtesting it. After round 1 of this, time to create a new scene and just gotta do it all over again for the next level. All was going good for 2 out of 5 levels until I had to do some socializing with friends and family, which definitely slows down productivity by a lot. So I didn't touch on the game for a few days or maybe even weeks and came back to work on the next 3 levels and completed it with ease. Now before I end off this video, I want to address a few things. The time and effort that goes into this game is not accurately shown in this 7 to 10 minute video. There's a lot that I haven't shown or explained but I have done in the background, like this makeshift menu that I've been experimenting with. And you should also keep in mind that I cannot show all of the gameplay or mechanics because I want you to experience it for yourself when the game is done. I'm not an experienced pro game developer. Things like procrastination, friends and family, college, they all may reduce the productivity and speed of the project. But like me, if you drink a couple of water, play your games and stay home, you too can have a bigger PP. Johnny.